Hey, this will be a video chart review on CBAI, Cord Blood America Incorporated. And this one has been an absolute beast since it's taken off and broken above a few of its earlier resistance levels. I've been getting a bunch of requests for it, and I believe it's about time I do one here on this one. But first, let's just go back to late September. You can see real big volume and a huge, price spike. Just a massive move. And then from there, it went into just a multi-month pullback consolidation. And the reason I call it consolidation is because after this move up, it did end up putting it in a higher low. So I'm sure this move here pretty much got out a lot of people in terms of them just kind of losing patience, wanting to move on. So this definitely cleansed people out. But when all was said and done, a couple weeks ago, when it put in this final low, the people that did hold on down in this area, I'm sure they're happy now and glad they did hold strong. But definitely one of these where if you went in hoping for a quick dollar, I'm sure you didn't last, waiting over the past, kind of 2.5 months for this move to finally start to come to life here. But let's talk about the move now because it's happening. It's occurring right now. No more of this long consolidation stuff. So let's kind of map out what we want to see happen and if there's a pullback and stuff like that, support levels and stuff. So the first thing to keep your eye on is just these the volume bars. Clearly, there's interest on the stock, which is good, and clearly with this volume, it's helping to push up the price. And the other kind of thing that I've noticed is, let's look between, triples. Actually, let's just do this because it'll be easier to see. But let's put up lines between 009 and let's do we'll do 006. Now look at the amount of volume that it's taken to push it from 006 up to 009 between these two blue lines. Now let's go back and look here. Look at the amount of volume that was required to do the same. To get it from here to there, you look down at this volume bar, that is a big difference. So what has me scratch my head is, why did it take so much volume back then to make it move in this same exact price range, but now it's barely, it doesn't, take nearly as much. So if I was forced to guess, I would say that during this period here, there was some shareholder in there that was just getting rid of a bunch of shares and wanting to get out. Or maybe the company was raising money. Both of those, I don't know for certain. That's just pure speculation. But here you can see just very clearly it doesn't take nearly as much to move the price. So maybe, in scenario one, if it was a big shareholder, they'd clearly be out because the price can breathe a lot easier. Or maybe if it was a company raising money, they're clearly not raising money like they were back here because the price can move. But there is just a huge difference here between the amount of volume it took to move it between 006 up to 009 back here in late September compared to what it is right now. So that's kind of a very interesting aspect of the chart. But let's map out some supports and resistances now. We don't need this lines anymore. As far as supports, where do we want to see it hold with any sort of pullback? Well, the newest resistance that was broken today was the high right here at 0079. So this has now become a support level. And then after that one, really, you don't have any till around this area here where you had a low and then you had this high. And this level is based at 0068. So these are going to be your two key support levels that you'd like to see hold. Now the one that you don't want to see fall at all, no exceptions, is going to be down here, this purple line, which is the 50-day simple moving average. So this line is going to represent that, and I'm going to make it extra thick. And we're going to call this kind of the must hold, because if the price were to fall down here and it were to fall, that would just be a huge red flag, because if the price would happen to fall down there, there should be a ton of people wanting to buy. And if there's not, that's just showing that something's just not right. So these are our three support levels. And once again, the 50-day simple moving average is the must hold. Now in terms of resistance levels, the key one that I'm looking at now is pretty much 1 penny. Why am I picking that? Well, if you look back here at previous history, you can see a bunch of price congestion right around here. We had it close there, had it try to get above. We had a high, once again, try to get above. So there's just a bunch of little, area right there in that 1 cent region where it seems, if the price does get up there, it's going to put up a little bit of a fight. But the good news is, areas that put up a big fight resistance-wise usually produce big breakouts. So 1 cent is going to be our key resistance right now. I'm not going to go any further ahead of that because we'll just take one step at a time. But the main question I think right now is how is it going to react on a pullback? Is it just going to fall right back down in a matter of 2 or 3 days, or are you going to get a nice kind of genuine healthy pullback where it either comes down here and consolidates, or maybe even falls back here, get some sideways action, and then see it move back up? You can usually tell quite a bit about a pullback because obviously if it just falls right back down, this move here was never really a genuine one in the first place. But if you get a nice kind of textbook pullback where it's lesser volume, you go sideways a little bit, then that's really going to bode well for the longer term chart and make the next breakout even more powerful than what this one is here. So good looking chart, but right now we're kind of in a territory where it's been going basically straight up. So is it going to have enough gas to break through a penny? I'm not sure, but the key thing in my mind right now is how is this pullback going to go, and how are the bulls going to react when they feel a little bit of downwards pressure? Or is there going to be enough bidders coming in and stuff like that? So if there are any other questions on the chart, please shoot me a message. I'd also encourage you to check out bullwarriorstocks.com. If you go there and sign up for the free newsletter, you'll be sent a free ebook, and with your newsletter subscription, you'll get chart setups, trade ideas, educational pieces, all sorts of things from penny stocks up to big board. So there's a good variety, something for everybody. And best part is it's all free, so it's worth at least checking out and giving it a try. One more time, this was CBAI. Thanks for listening.